Recording.
Is this thing on? Ha! I'm used to being behind the camera.
Well, I have to say that my favorite scene of that would have to be the scene when Turner breaks down and cries to Doug Matterson.
Well, Teenage Kids with Teenage Problems was my first project for, like, a series. I'm always, like, in movies all the time. I do films. That's my thing. But when the director and producer of Teenage with... what was the name again?
Teenage Kids with Teenage Problems.
Well, Teenage Kids with Teenage Problems came to me, approached me, and showed me the script, the first draft of the first episode. I was like, boom, a boomerang.
What was I going for? That is an interesting question. What I was going for was authenticity. Because you understand that if you do a drama about kids, that's not drama, that's bullshit.
Is there anything comparable to Teenage Kids with Teenage Problems? No, nothing.
Well, my character is a high school teacher who is teaching this Shakespeare class in a high school rather. I had to do my research for this at a city school, and I found that many of the kids had problems.
I used to be very overweight when I first got into high school, and I became addicted to cocaine and diet pills, and I lost so much weight, but at what cost?
I sat in on one of the classes, and I really let it touch me. And then I brought that to the plate when Herschel came to me and said, Stephen, you need to really emote this character, and something clicked for me, right there.
Of course, those problems affect you when you're in role all the time. I was in character all the time, even when I didn't shoot. Like, my wife was like, why are you so jumbled up inside? And I was like, well, I don't know, I have problems. That was basically my marriage life back in the days.
Well, when I was growing up, a young boy in the Ukraine, I had a lot of problems. Sometimes I couldn't eat. I liked to play racquetball, and there were no racquetball courts. I had to play in a tennis court, and if you've ever played racquetball, you know it's pretty damn hard to play in a tennis court. It's actually almost impossible.
Well, Herschel has a very hands-off approach, which, as an actor, I have a great respect for. I have a great respect for Herschel because I can sense that he has a great respect for me. He gives me space to do my work. I think this becomes an issue when, for instance, he's so hands-off that he sleeps through rehearsal or goes out for a bathroom break and doesn't come back for 3 hours.
Herschel Brezhnev is what I call a pioneer, because Herschel Brezhnev was a man that he knew what he wanted. He knew what he wanted, and he told me. And it included bitch slapping. He hit me in the face several times. He had this nice personality.
The guy who played Turner, I can't remember his name.
I think it was Noah J. Parade.
I don't give a fuck.
This was my first time working with him, and it was quite a nice experience. He has a certain intuition that helps him very much. He could do more work.
Oh, Magassi. He's an awesome type of man. There's so many words that rhyme with his last name that you have to be friends with him.
He said during the interview that he once kissed you on the lips. Is that true?
Well, first of all, I'm not gay. And second of all, it was a very short kiss.
Noah J. Parade, he kissed me on the lips.
What is that? What is that? What has that to do with teenage problems? Kids thing, retrospect. So what we did, we had no cards to play poker. So we had to play something else. So, I mean, what do you play? 4 a.m. in the morning, you play Truth or Dare. He dared me if I could take off my pants and kiss everybody in the room, which only included male persons. I mean, if somebody double dog dares me, then I can't help myself. I just did it.
I was like Turner. I needed a dog. But I never had one.
Who?
Edward James Olmos. He played
Oh, yeah.
he
No.
played Doug Masterson.
Doc Master. Oh, this guy.
Edward James Olmos. Now, I've always had a great respect for him as an actor. The person that I work with is somewhat different than I had imagined him to be. I'm not going to say it's not Edward James Olmos, but he certainly has changed quite a bit since his previous work.
I really like that man. He was great in Blade Runner. Hasn't aged a day. He looks a little different, I guess.
If I could solve one problem, anytime, I want to live in a world where kids, where famous actors in lots of movies, could come out and not being judged.
I would just like to walk the streets once without seeing a minority. Just once.
If you could solve one problem in this world, what would it be?
I would carve the image of my face onto my own face. Slightly smaller version of my face on my cheek. Under this bone. Be right here.
Somehow someone was joking with me, said, "Hey Edward," and then one thing led to another, and all of a sudden I'm Edward James Olmos. I've been trying to clear it up for the last at least month.
That wasn't Edward James Olmos. Who was he? Just some guy? This interview's over.
But no, yeah, my name is Kevin.
Oh, okay. So, Kevin, what was it like to work with Herschel Brezhnev?
Herschel Brezhnev, he very eccentric, very likable. He had his own style. He was a wild card. He was great. I really liked him. What was that? I have to go.